Testing, mic check. Cinnamon buns, cinnamon buns, cinnamon buns. Hello, hello, friendos. My name is something's auto-playing in the background. Hello, friendos. My name is Nez, and once again, we are back at it again for some more Arknights because we are here to finally finish off our story reading of Ending a Grand Overture. Now, I've said that I think Rekindle is a much superior musical theme for Vina Victoria, aka Siege, aka Madame Speaker, compared to Reforge. And just when I was thinking it, Reforge started auto-playing in the background. I swear, Rekindle is the better song. Reforge is so mid in comparison. It sounds like a generic "This Is Me" theme. Meanwhile, Rekindle's like, hey. God damn, you actually feel some sort of way that Siege definitely, at least her family, her Aslan family actually originated from Sargon. Wow, you wouldn't have known that. At least there was some hint of it within her original theme. Nope, gotta throw it all away for generic ass updated theme in Rekindle. I mean Reforge. God damn it, I'm mixing together the names. Why do they have to sound the same? Anyway, there's that rant about Siege's themes. Aside from that, got a little housekeeping to do today. I have been awake for around 13 hours, and I've only had 5-6 hours of sleep, mainly because I had to wake up in the afternoon to go have dinner with my extended family. We had Easter dinner today. We had Easter lunch today. I'm mixing up my time zones. So we went out for lunch at this Filipino place. My family loves to go to, well, we are in the Philippines, but most specifically, our family loves to have reunions at Filipino restaurants specifically. So there's that. And then, coincidentally, I was feeling up for it. I was feeling up for watching a movie today, because all I've been seeing for the past few days on my social media feed is that Sinners is like the highest rated, newest original horror movie of the past 3 decades, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler, I gotta watch that shit. Then I realized it was my nephew's birthday. So there was that, and then I had a better idea. Well, I don't know about better. I had a different idea that we should go, after eating lunch, we should go and watch the Minecraft movie instead. So today, I watched the Minecraft movie with my cousin, with my cousins, his sons, my nephews. We watched the Minecraft movie today. And all I gotta say is, chicken jockey! La la la, lava chicken! Okay, gotta admit, it was a fun movie. The Minecraft movie is a fun movie if you experience it as it's intended to be watched with a bunch of kids. You have to watch it with its intended audience for the Minecraft movie to hit just right. If you happen to have watched it with a bunch of elder Zoomers and millennials, my condolences to you. That must have been horrifying. Holy shit. Minecraft movie was fun. It's a solid 3 out of 10 movie that was made fun by Jack Black, who had to break up Tenacious D because Kyle Gass said that Trump shooter shouldn't have missed, but we're not gonna talk about Jack Black's politics. At least he's still an entertaining actor, enough to carry a full movie of shenanigans and bullshit. So there's that. Minecraft movie was pretty fun. My nephews loved it. They wanted to watch it again. It was wild. It was the most nonsensical isekai ass story that Hollywood has come up for a video game adaptation yet. And I say that with numerous isekai video game adaptations under their belt. Jesus Christ. If you compare the Minecraft movie to the Lego Movie. Two franchises based off the ideas and themes of fostering creativity in children. Bro, it's a night and day difference in quality. The Minecraft movie is like coughing baby compared to the nuclear bomb that is the Lego Movie. And all the other Lego Movie sequels, even more so. It's like, the Lego Movie is like, it won animated film of the year? It has a solid story, solid theming about fostering creativity in children. Meanwhile, the Minecraft movie's like, hey, look at this. Hey, look at that. Hey, look at this, an Easter egg. Hey, Jack Black's doing a funny song. Hey, look at that. Jason Momoa's doing funny faces and funny screams. It was the movie equivalent of jingling keys in front of a baby. Meanwhile, the Lego Movie's a solid film, regardless of its target demographic. Everything is awesome. Everyone is cool if you're part of a team. Anyway, there's that. That's my review of the Minecraft movie, by the way. Solid 3 out of 10. Better if you're drunk. Or watching it with kids. Condolences if you're watching it with elder millennials or zoomers. They're probably gonna be kinda cringe if you watch them with them. Watch it with them. So there's that. Anyway. Ow! My leg. So, today, we are finally going to continue our story reading of Ending a Grand Overture. Supposedly one of the epilogues for the Victorian saga of Arknights. Recap of everything that happened last time. It's mostly just... We gotta look... Come on, we gotta... Why would you do this, Hypergriff? Why would you tease us that Shearer was gonna die and give him a whole dramatic, oh, I wish I could have done things different, oh, I wish I could have gone back to Windermere, and then you save him. God damn. They know. They know. They set up Shearer in this arc as if he was gonna die, but nope, never mind. He still has to go back to Windermere with Delphine sometime soon, and hopefully that's a setup for Delphine Alter sometime in the future. But aside from that, things are happening within Londinium. Allerdale is on the move. Diana, who is one of the exemplars, one of the youngest exemplars, stole the crown, tried to put it in front of Siege, tried to convince her to take the crown, take up the mantle of a monarch. Meanwhile, all the other dukes are plotting to put Siege on the throne so they could actually manipulate her behind the scenes. Meanwhile, this thing called Parliament has been doing well for us lately. Everyone seems to have a fair share of how they want to say their own fair share of things within Parliament. So I'm leaning towards that direction, in where I really would be disappointed in Siege if she does end up getting the crown. If she does end up getting the crown and becoming a puppet of the Dukes, that's gonna be a disappointing ending, which I think won't come to fruition. Because as we've seen in PV4, we've already seen, like, we haven't even seen it yet, but in PV4, it teased one single CG with Vina Victoria walking into the light away from the crown of Victoria. It's on a pedestal and she's walking away from it, downstairs, and we've seen the throne room. The throne is on top of a huge set of stairs. So, we haven't seen that CG yet, which makes me think, I believe in Vina Victoria, that she's gonna decide that Londinium needs no more monarchs. The peasants would have to deal with trying to kill the peasant part of their brain. Why are the British like this? Why do they yearn for a monarch? Why do they yearn for a ruler? Why are the British like this? But I think Siege is probably gonna take the better road. Surely. Maybe. Somehow. Problem is, Allerdale is trying to set up a mythology for Siege. I keep calling her Siege. I don't know. I know she's back to her original name now, but Allerdale is in the background, setting up a whole mythology for Siege. She was the one that gave her garments back. She was the one that created herself as a villain for Vina to go through. And somehow she's disappeared in this final act. Where will she be? What will her final act be? I just want both Vina and Allerdale to make up and kiss. This is some toxic Yuri we've had going on for the past event. I want them to just stop beating around the bush and make out, and maybe have some lesbian legs. Is that so wrong? Is that so wrong? Maybe we don't need a monarch. Maybe we just need a Madame Speaker type of figure and her lesbian Batman girlfriend in the background, keeping both Londinium and Victoria safe from within the public eye and in the shadows. I don't know, that's like an interesting dynamic to go through. But whatever. There's our unhinged recap of everything that's happened since last time. Okay. Here we go. Die a hero or a villain. So where did we stop? We stopped at GO-7. So we now have GO-8, GO-9, and GO-ST-2. Let's go. Sword reforged in war. Excuse me. Octarig front lines. So this is when they reach the... Hold up, I'm gonna cough again. So, Octarig front lines, this is when they just breached the wall back into Victoria. Story reading? Yes, we are story reading the final few chapters of this event, ending a grand overture. What's up, G-verse? Sudarum. Death awaits at the end. My liege watches. Death watches you. So we're gonna get a recap of how they took back Westalig Palace from the Nexerers that were holding up in there on the final day of the Victorian War. You're still in GO4 the story. It's all good. You can check back into the VOD once you're done. I don't mind. Excited soldier. Captain, the target has been neutralized, but our remaining ammunition is estimated to only last 2 more minutes. Vina just needs more proper cabinet, honestly. I mean, she has the Glasgow gang. But even then, the Glasgow girls seem to feel like they don't belong right by Siege's side at this very moment. There's this whole complex thing going on where they just want to go back to their gym. We'll see how it pans out. We need our next set of orders. All units, prepare for close quarter combat. Hold the line for the next 2 minutes. I'll cover your retreat. Siege, our artillery support is running out. Bombardment will end in 3 minutes. What's the situation on your side? We can't clear this Nezeru fog. These things have severed the supply routes our workers cleared for us. We can't get supplies to your position quickly enough. Prepare to retreat from T1. Negative. Abandoning T1 will create a gap in our encirclement, and the Alliance forces will break through from our side. Captain, I can't accept that. The battlefield isn't a place for heroics. Honor your orders! We've sent a distress signal to our friends at Rhodes Island. Now we have to trust the doctor and their plan. Soldiers, we've made it home. Do everything you can to survive. Only then can we take back what we've lost. Siege, we'll hold the line for the final 2 minutes, then retreat to regroup and assist you in clearing out the creatures in the fog. Bagpipe, keep them safe. Aye, Captain. If the fog can't be dispersed, don't wait for us. Head to I-12 and rendezvous with Godin's 106th Assault Brigade. Keep fighting. Understood. I'll be seeing you soon, Captain. Strange howl. Awoo! Look out, Siege! It's a Conferious Chimeras. Everyone, prepare to retreat. Song like shriek. It lit itself up. Hannah, watch out for its flames. Ugh, it hurts. Yo, Vina, you alright? Everyone else, fall back. I can't allow any more needless sacrifices. A piercing wail. Wait, where did this backup come from? Anti-witchcraft cannon has struck the target. Enemy movement disrupted. Remaining squads continue setting up anti-witchcraft cannons. Mission objective, eliminate threats within the fog. I don't know who's talking. This is probably Siege. Is it? Friendly forces at T1, hold your position. Emergency supplies will arrive at your location in 3.5 minutes. Exemplar T1 combat team, message received. Please identify your unit.
Duke of Normandy's 8th Grenadier Battalion, under orders to support the Exemplars.
The Duke of Normandy, 8th Grenadier Battalion? Horn, do you know anything about this unit? They're not under the direct command of the Duke of Normandy. They report to the Earl of March. My favorite new waifu in the pantsuit. She was here as early as the Victorian War? Goddamn. Also, John Hypergriff Lowlight, make her playable, I demand it. Or maybe never mind. Keep her in NPC jail as long as she gets a badass antagonist arc. Whatever, sure. Lieutenant Commandos truly has an exceptional grasp of our intelligence operations, as to be expected from someone born into a military family. Oh, Lieutenant, keep Her Royal Highness Alexandrina safe. As for your Highness, please accept this small gift. Once all these matters are resolved, I'll visit you in person, Vina.
Sounds like a date.
Deej, do you know the Earl of March? No, we've never met. Her name was mentioned in some of the information sent to me. That doesn't matter now. With the reinforcements, we should be able to reopen this supply line. Horn, we'll meet again soon. At last, it's time to bring all of this to an end.
Finally! Crowd cheers!
Phew.
She gazes at the shard in the distance and the faintly visible palace of Westlake, calmer than she's ever been.
Triangle, cello, oboe, Tempest platoon. Everyone, watch closely. As we scatter the dark clouds over Londinium. All members of the Exemplar T1 combat team, hear this! Hold your ground! Do not give them a single inch!
Roger!
Peak? Cinema? Kino? Cine? Iberry Secret Base. 6 a.m. Stainless and Rock. Captain, Rock 18 just uploaded the scan of the last segment to our route to PRTS. Did you receive it? Got it. Rock. We're already planning to repair the final track shift node. Given the current damage level, how long until the repairs are complete? 10 minutes. Located Granny yet? We need to retrieve the weapon as soon as possible. The Exemplars will need our support in the front line. Still trying to pinpoint the correct location. The signals we found over the past few days were all decoy beacons they left behind. It might take a bit more time to reestablish contact. At least that means Granny's team is still safe for now. Captain, if we can't get in touch with Catherine, what should we do? We'll use this passage to transport as much of Highberry's remaining supplies as possible to... Hello, Hermit.
I think Vina needs far more than a proper cabinet.
Yeah, probably. Captain! Is this how they're gonna save Granny? Is everyone okay? Where did those sarcasms come from? And what was that artillery fire just heard?
The smoke shifts, yet a small ember glimmers brightly in the depths of the haze. The ember of a cigarette. Granny!
No, wait, never mind. She's a playable character. She has plot armor. Plot armor, by the way. There's zero tension whenever something dangerous is happening to a playable character. It is what it is with Arknights. A familiar acrid smell hits Feist's nose and makes his eyes sting. I keep telling you, when you're busy working, you always forget to watch your back.
Granny!
Real Hag Gaming! Welcome home, brat. Granny, we've been looking for you all this time. I know. When someone told me the passage was being repaired, I figured it was you. Hmm? That's...
He spots a massive shadow in the depths of the smoke.
Oh, are we gonna bring the secret weapon out? They've been teasing the fucking weapon that they've been building ever since Stainless's chapter. What was that? Chapter 11, 12, 13? Sometime that early on, they've been teasing that Granny has been building some secret weapon. Remember the blueprints you left behind? It took some effort, with the sarcasm blockade and all, but we finally managed to build your big machine. The crawler. Wait, is that what... I just realized. Is that what the cargo crab is in gameplay? It's the cargo crab, isn't it? Okay, we're underground. We're back underground. And we're with Milscar, aka Allerdale, aka Batman, aka Vina Sideho. I know you're there. Your earring has grown rather warm. Those workers who came to support the Self-Salvation Corps earlier, that was your doing, wasn't it? Oh, vampire lady! Vampire? Okay. I still don't know her name. They have yet to reveal her name. All I'm gonna call her is that she's Ask's second daughter. That's the best way to refer to her. What, she's Surtur's sister? Leviathan's grandmother? What do we call her? Auntie? She's a vampire with huge ass thighs. All hail, Ask and their character design. Also, she has a pet bat with a bow tie. That should be me. I should be that tiny bat with a bow tie. Warfarin's sister? I mean... Shush, you'll disturb my friends. Still, thank you for taking good care of little Garnet for me, kitten. That should be me? Allerdale, get out of the way. That should be me she's calling kitten. She calls people her Discord kittens? And thank you for cleaning up these filthy rocks Dugarel left behind. Here, you can have this back. I have more important things to deal with. Off to find that hunk of sheet metal again. He wouldn't want to miss this battle. Wait, are we looking for Sir Charles? Thank you for saving me earlier. Farewell. Where are you off to next? Whoa! Ascalon! To meet with him. Oh, you're not going to help them, Dame Kelsey? With Amian logos here, nothing will happen. I'll wait for them beneath the Palace of Westaleg. It's his last known location, as far as I know. Her Highness is gone. It's time to put the past to rest. Your wounds. Significant. You don't need to involve yourself in the front line work anymore. Take care of yourself. Don't you understand how powerful I am by now, Runt? You learned quite a bit from us back in the day, didn't you? Bringing you into the city was the most I could do. Whatever is between you and the Regent Rose Riverside will no longer be involved. Wait. They have history together? Wait a minute. The mysterious vampire was the one that brought Ascalon to Casdell? In the middle of that catastrophe? Good. Where will you go next? I'll keep tracking her down. She disappeared so suddenly, abandoning Her Highness at the most critical moment. That demands an explanation. Wait, who are we tracking down? Ursula? Or that other general I forgot her name of. One of our sharp-eyed sisters managed to track her as she left Londinium. She's still heading west, though her destination is unclear. And when you catch her, will you bring her back or kill her? She owes all the Riverbank canoes an explanation. Riverbank canoes? But you, Runt, should worry about yourself first. The Regent is close at hand. The Riverside canoes swore not to get involved with anything related to Babel anymore. However, helping an old acquaintance doesn't break the rules. The smear of blood. It's a gift and a blessing. For less pain and fewer scars. Safe travels, Ascalon. Did you really have to wipe it on my neck? Not my fault you always hide your face so well under that hood. You look better this way. Oh, by the by, I forgot to ask. What do you think of that kitten? She does not emerge from the shadows, and the wind carries her voice. My judgment is unnecessary.
When the dust settles, the truth will reveal itself. We're all the same.
Random Ascalon fan service in my Victorian Saga epilogue. Back to Morgan's writing. Even today, many still argue about when exactly the war ended. Some say it was when the Nezeru king fell at the gates of the Palace of Westaleg. Others say it was when the Sarkaz fully withdrew from Londinium. As someone who lived through it, I've been asked quite frequently about my opinion. Luckily, I share the exact same view as Vina. The war ended the moment we found the courage to take the sword from Vina's hands and wield it against the Nezeru king ourselves. We fought back. We destroyed with our own hands the enemies who tried to ruin us. We never needed a single hero. That day, everyone who fought for her home and her future was a hero. Everyone, no matter your unit number, which squad you belong to, or which duke you serve, there's no retreating now. Support the Allied forces. Why should we lag behind this lot? Quick, go help the Exemplars. Captain, my weapon's broken. Take mine. If it breaks, grab another. If there's none left, snatch a blade from the devils and keep fighting. Advance! Advance! For Victoria! For Victoria! They passed around the sword! Beak! Kino! Cinema! Cine! Soldier, you should not continue this assault empty-handed. Take this sword. Oh, it's Diane? She gave it to Diane? But this is the size of kings. I can't possibly. It belongs to your Royal Highness. No, it belongs to Victoria. Sheesh! Siege is just aura farming? Siege aura farming in the middle of combat? This is not the time, Siege! On the wreckage of the glorious, trusted allies passed the sword from hand to hand until it reached me, completing its mission. Now take it from my hand. Let it reach the hands of everyone who needs it. Let its mission continue anew. This is your right as a Victorian. But if we take the sword, what will your Royal Highness use? I still have my hammer. I will not stop. I will stay with you until the end. The early morning sun breaks through the dark clouds. A golden-haired feline and a Victorian stand together. The soldier grips the sword tightly, her gaze locked onto the determined Aslan despite the blinding sunlight. She refuses to look away, for she sees the thousands of Victorians rallied behind her, fighting for the same cause. She sees the king walking alongside her people. Okay, now we know why Diane was kind of fanatical about trying to put the crown onto Siege. As you bid. All survivors of the 6th Column, 10th Infantry Regiment, advance with me! For Victoria! May the vast lands they keep o'er Kinge. She cuts down 2 Nezeru Royal Court elites in a caster. Her blade bears 2 new notches. His people in ale his well-willing... I have no idea how to pronounce that. I'm sorry! However, she's too gravely injured to continue, so she passes the sword on. A worker grips the sword and presses forward. He perishes alongside a Royal Court elite, leaving yet another notch on the blade. And give them grace without ending. An infected picks up the sword from the pool of blood. She does not defeat any enemies, instead protecting it with her body. In so doing, she protects her Victorian hope itself. Then may we call and savely sing. Victoria, ye thanks for our home. Finally, the sword pierced the Nezeru king, after which it disappeared into the chaos of battle. To this day, we still don't know who the final hero to wield the sword was. or whether they're still alive. But one thing is certain, the sword fulfilled its mission. The Victorians wielded the blade against the invaders. But its legend didn't end there. They say it was the workers who recovered the broken sides of kings from the blood and mud. As for the rest of the story, well, every child in Londinium can sing it loud and clear.
So, they didn't kill me? I mean, the Nezeru King, Nezalem? Nezalem just casually disappearing right after the final blow? I feel like this won't be the last. Wait, never mind. Didn't we see Nezalem? No. I was mixing up the story time during IS-5. We did see Nezalem there, but that was a Nezalem of the past. That was him in the past. That's not actual modern day Nezalem. Never mind. We don't know where he is right now. Where am I, by the way? I'm lost? I've taken a stage left from the Arknights story? I don't see any more Nezerus. Is the battle finally over? But the blasted fog still hasn't let up one bit. Something's not right. The Sarkas aren't attacking under the cover of the thick fog like before. Is this a trap? Based on our previous encounters with the Nezeru army, they're far more elusive than they seem. Horn, what do you suppose we do next? Coordinate with the main allied forces, hold off advancing rashly, and minimizing any unnecessary casualties until we get a clear read of the situation. Alright, sound strategy. Dagda, send the orders to all of our troops. I'll pass it on to the Alliance commanders, as well as Closure and the others. Hey! Did Hood even get the frequency right? Wait, who's this? Huh? Where are they live? Gah! Everybody listen up! Babel's captured the Military Commission's command center. Is this... Closure? The bastards don't know their heads from their asses right now, and nobody's got it in them to help out the crusty old Nezeru King. The story won't be over until the Nezeru King becomes a marketable waifu. True, actually. True. So quit wasting time and get those feet moving. I don't care if you believe me or not, just go and get this over with. Oh, and by the by, you might want to look up. The old hag owes me big this time. Definitely Closure. Delphine? We traced the transmission. It seems this communication was received on several different frequencies. Both the Allies and the Sarkas probably heard it. That voice, it was... Oh, it's Wishadel. Never mind! I'm sorry. I mixed up my sarcasms? It was Wishadel. I should have recognized it from the hey. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't recognize the way. Sounds like they've been busy. Horn, please reassess the situation. Vina, look at the sky! It's... All eyes turn upwards, and as soon as they hear the steam bursting at full force, echoing above the palos of Westerlake. Victoria! The Victorian army boils. Oh! Sir Charles? It's Charles Lynch! He's gone into the fog! No, Sir Charles! I can hear the commotion inside the clouds. He's battling the Nezerus. Peak, Cinema, Kino, Cine. Sir Charles shot up into the clouds to fight the Nezerus in the sky like fucking Iron Man. Orn, although morale is currently high, the Alliance has yet to make any major moves. Clearly the Dukes are still hesitating. They have reason to be cautious of the intelligence from an unknown source. If Rhodes Island trusts Wishadel, then so do I. Ha! We trust you as well, Siege. I'll go tell everyone to get ready. Huh? What's going on? Did you hear that sound? Right beneath our feet? Oh! The crawler! The Exemplars. We meet at last. Granny? Wait a minute, Vina. Am I seeing things? Or did a giant thing just burrow out of underground?
Yeah! Granny!
A giant thing? Nah, it has a name. The Crawler. My grandson designed it. Pretty good, huh?
That's my hag.
That's the real hag of Arknights. None of this Blaze 40-year-old youthful waifu type of bullshit. This is a real hag.
The gray-haired pilot blows a smoke ring, standing proudly on the ladder of a massive machine. It has 4 massive steam-powered hydraulic legs, encased in protective armor that bears the unmistakable signs of a worker's handiwork. Smoke is still billowing from its enormous black cannon barrel, a clear sign that it was the one responsible for the massive hole in the ground. A steady stream of Self-Salvation Corps members emerge from the gaping hole beneath the crawler, carrying combat supplies to the surface.
You. Siege? Thank goodness we made it in time.
Starting now, the Self-Salvation Corps will join forces with you. With Granny and her team helping out, we'll have a greater chance of victory.
We just got that message ourselves. It seems the timing is spot on.
Victoria thanks you.
Orn? All clear. The preparations are complete, and we're ready to move out at any time. Good. Everyone, this is the final battle. Wait a minute. There's still one thing left. I need to adjust the cannon. There. That should do it. Cover your ears!
Hey, yo! That's my granny!
The cannon strikes the giant bell at the center of Octarig, an ancient relic that has stood for centuries. The bell tolls loud and clear, beautiful, followed by the sound of the Alliance war horns and their furious battle cries. We've got to let certain people know we're here. You're in command now. Victorians! Charge forth to our final victory! Peak? Cinema? Kino? Cine? I swear, why is everyone aura farming? Okay. After all of that, things died down. No more aura farming. That's enough aura farming for one day. Granny loves her cannons. Victory. In the boxing ring, victory is about honor and glory. On the battlefield, victory is about lives saved and lost. The Nezeru King's death terrified everyone who saw it. I doubt he's dead. I don't want to think about it now, but much less include it in my book. The sarcasm won't get a eulogy from me. But I'll forever honor the last Steam Knight, Sir Charles Lynch. Sir Charles! Salute. 07. How long has it been since he's moved? 10 minutes. No one dares approach Charles Lynch. Everyone gathers around the last Steam Knight, down on one knee in a show of respect. He stands tall, unwavering before the Palace of Westaleg, steam gushing from every crack in his armor. Scorching, unrelenting. Like the sound of a beating heart. How can he still be standing with such grievous wounds from the battle with the Nezeru King? It was never his body alone that kept him upright, or he would have never made it out of the Mausoleum of Kings. He's a ghost in the machine now. I think Sir Charles died a long time ago. How did he survive down there for all these years? It's probably the Steam Knight armor that kept him alive, like some grotesque armored core. Vina walks towards the Steam Knight as everyone else watches on. Vina, don't get too close to him. He's off his rocker. I have to know for sure. But he almost killed you back in the underground, Vina. Let her do it. Something's not right with the Steam Knight. Sir Charles, Siege probably sensed it too. But trust her.
Vina approaches the steam knight. She can feel the temperature rise from the hot steam. I've never seen you like this, not even back in the Mausoleum of Kings. The war is over. You've protected Victoria. You've completed your mission. What are you still searching for? A sword? Sorry, it was lost somewhere on the battlefield. Or perhaps you're waiting for something else. Vina gently touches Sir Charles's armor, every scratch and mark etched into. In it tells the Steam Knight's story. The battle was with his comrades and the day he swore to inherit the title. The battle on the frontier to quell the uprisings. He survived amidst a storm of witchcraft. The betrayal in the Mausoleum of Kings. The charge towards the glorious, towards Originian. Sir Charles Lynch has never fallen. Sir Charles Lynch shall forever watch over Victoria. You're looking at the Palace of Westerlake. I understand now. You're not the only one. Many more are looking over at the palace. Vina looks back at the gathered Victorians in the distance, wounded, silent, excited, weeping. The people had already formed a long human wall on their own, holding back the restive and agitated crowd. They're all murmuring different names. Siege, Vina, Alexandrina, Victoria. I never believed you'd gone mad. Sir Charles, this is our second official meeting. I once hoped that if you found your way out of the darkness, you'd find something worth protecting. We've already made it this far. Please wait a little longer till I return. Vina walks past the Steam Knight, up the steps of the Palace of Westerlake, alone through its door. Time slowly passes. At first, the crowd is silent, but gradually they stir as unrest begins to spread.
Why is it taking so long? Could there be enemies inside? Should we go and help?
Quiet! Have faith in Her Royal Highness, Alexandrina. Can't you see that even the Steam Knight is waiting here in silence?
I've heard the crown is still inside. Do you think that when she comes out, we'll have a new king?
Something's not right here. Based on our intelligence, there shouldn't be any more military commissions forces left. There should be nothing left in that palace.
We're just gonna stand here like idiots. We ought to go in and see for ourselves.
I'll go. There are better choices. Well, we're the only ones who could drive the crawler. As long as we've got the crawler, we've nothing to fear. We'll be protected, even against the Steam Knight.
Wait, is this when we're gonna get the CG of the crown?
Vina never told us what she saw in the Palace of Westerlake, and we never asked twice about it either. It doesn't matter. I'm just relieved that once the military commission's banner fell from atop the palace, Vina didn't actually walk out wearing the crown. That's my Vina. At least, that's how I felt at the time.
There she is! She's coming out! Where's the crown? Why isn't she wearing the crown?
Quiet, you moron! She hasn't been coronated yet. Why would she be wearing the crown already?
What's that in her hands? Is that the devil's flag?
Good people of Victoria, the Nezeru king is dead. I have torn down this flag that the enemy has stabbed into the heart of our great Londinium. We will tear down every Sarkaz banner left in our home and drive out every enemy still consumed by their bloodlust.
I don't know. I don't know about that. You drove out more Sarkaz that weren't driven by bloodlust and had nothing to do with things. Just saying. But please spare the unarmed ones. Spare anyone willing to surrender.
Okay. Spoke too soon, by the way. I just had to believe in Siege. Oh, my bad! She's a Rhodes Islander after all. My bad! You caught me, chat. I was doubting. I was a doubter. I'm sorry. She accidentally started a pogrom? I mean... Yes? That is how it did end up. All the Sarkaz, whether they were military personnel or not, have been driven out of Londinium in current day. That's not wrong. It is not wrong. Once again, the Sarkaz were pogromed, even the Sarkaz that were born and bred in Londinium as Londiniers.
The war is over. We must not avenge slaughter with more slaughter, nor meet hatred with more hatred.
But Longshot was hanged.
Bro, we hanged Longshot like a few chapters ago.
He did assault the shopkeep.
But we did hang him.
He got due process.
But also, we did hang him. I, Vina Victoria, wish to speak to all the heroes who have fought to defend our Victoria. Hear me. We have liberated Londinium. Liberated Victoria. In these coming days, months, and years, we must revive Victoria. We shall revive Victoria.
Vina raises her hammer aloft for all to see.
The people rise to their feet, and a wave of cheers spreads outward from the center, each surge louder than the last. Londinium and her citizens celebrate her rebirth. At the center of the crowd, the last Steam Knight lets out his final roar, steam bursting forth. His heart stops beating, so he ignites it with the suit's burning core. His vision blurs, so he clears it with steam hot enough to melt flesh. Then, Sir Charles sees it. Victoria's flag, basking in the sun's golden glow. Sir Charles Lynch can finally fall. Salute. He falls to the light of the dawn, to a new beginning. Steam completely envelops Sir Charles' enormous body, making his demise unceremonious and almost unnoticed. Amidst the cheering crowd, the figure walks into the cloud of steam. Allerdale bids farewell to the hero she once so deeply admired. Could have killed me back then.
Also, bunch of birds and a bat. Interesting. Whole bunch of birds and a singular bat. What do they mean by this? Wait, is the bat? Wait, is the bat the vampire's familiar? Is this a bat with a bow tie?
The despicable meeting, her end at the hands of her hero. That should have been the perfect ending to her story. So why must the despicable be the one to bid farewell to the hero? Sir Charles, you have completed your mission. My father once taught me that every Steam Knight returning triumphantly from his mission would have a squire to remove his armor and wipe away the dust. Allow me to remove your armor.
And that's how he found out. That's how she got her pile bunker.
It is long fused with your body.
Or temperature dropping.
I will keep your core. I promise that your heart will never stop burning. It will bear witness to Victoria's future. Sir Charles, you've seen the things you hope to protect restored to their former brilliance. Have you any final words, good Steam Knight?
from this day forward, will be honored as a Steam Knight.
Sir Charles Lynch, tell me what you want for your reward.
Your Majesty, I wish for your blade to always be sharp. I wish for the wheat my wife harvests to fill the granary by her doorstep after you. I wish to hold my newborn daughter in my arms and fly over Londinium, gazing down at the factories bustling day and night throughout the city. I wish for my neighbor, whose legs were crippled by illness, to stand again, so that we could drink, sing, celebrate through the night with our comrades we know so well. Your Majesty, what I wish for is a life of lasting peace. If this reward requires me to fight for it myself, then, Your Majesty, I pledge to you, I will always keep fighting for you, for all my loved ones, for myself, and for Victoria.
Victoria. The oath of Sir Charles Lynch, the final words of the last Steam Knight. You never abandoned yourself, even when Victoria abandoned you. Steam Knight, I don't deserve that title nor this set of armor. This war's already claimed too many lives. I hope yours is the last. Goodbye, Sir Charles Lynch. Listen, they're all bidding you farewell.
Victoria! Victory! Victoria! For Victoria!
Victoria. His final hoarse whisper merges with the crowd shouting, like raindrops quietly dropping into the sea. Allerdale sees the excited faces in the crowd, yet cannot help but fall into silence. Her eyes are drawn to the woman standing on the steps, Vina. She knows Vina can see her as well. Hold up, wait. Hold up. My headphone wires are getting tangled. Hold up. Holy shit. Why is my Velcro so hard to take off? Hey, just fixing. Okay, here we go. Whoa. I cannot see shit in the dark. My bad for ruining the moment. Okay, never mind. I'll fix this later. Fuck it. Vina just stands there looking back at her, her lips moving slightly. Did she recognize me? Allerdale sighs. You made the right choice. You're standing exactly where you belong. As I am. Londinium does not need any more heroes, Vina. She turns and walks away, disappearing into the white billows of steam. What are you looking at, Vina? Steam Knight is gone. He completed his last mission. That steam, I thought it was like the last time. This time, it's different. Then there's no need to bother him. Someone is already seeing him off. Alright. Celebration and mourning. Vina, what should we do next? The people stand cheering in front of the Palace of Westerleg. They all look to Vina. They're all waiting for you. Then I will show them all, Delphine.
December 25. Current day. We're back to current day. Retired exemplar. Is this a speaker's answer? She sent you, her old comrades, to drive us away?
No, guarding the Senel City is only one of the Defense Force's responsibilities. Justice is justice, Hoff.
Heroes shouldn't be treated this way. Diane and all the exemplars who bled don't deserve this, do they, Commander?
I understand what you're saying, but this isn't how Parliament makes decisions. We cannot let this become a precedent.
I don't know politics, Captain. I only know that Diane is a good person. If Parliament insists, many hearts will be lost. Oh yeah, right. Diane has to be tried for committing the crime of stealing the crown from the throne. I mean...
And you, sir? You still will not yield?
Oh, bobbing. Licio.
I know Diane well. She would never act out of selfishness, nor does she have any ties with the nobility. Therefore, I humbly ask the Speaker to take time out of her busy schedule to reconsider Diane's verdict. This was a decision rendered by the Provisional Court. Diane broke into the locked throne room in direct defiance of Parliament. We also know Diane very well, but I'm afraid there's nothing.
She got caught red-handed, she confessed. Not much we could do about that.
Diane?
Yeah, she's the one who introduced us to you. After the war, we lost our homes and nearly our lives. If it weren't for her constant encouragement, I'd probably be still passed out in a barrel of ale. You don't think she's a bad person either, do you? It's just that Vina... Speaker Vina... Sorry, it's a force of habit. Speaker Vina must have made a mistake. We've all gone to her office, but I feel like just having numbers on our side might not be enough. Feist, your words carry more weight. Please, I'm begging you.
Sorry, but I have to assume that if Parliament put Diane on trial, they must have also allowed her to present a defense. No matter how strange or unfair I think their decision is, having Speaker Vina force them to change it at the last minute would be even more unfair.
But Diane's case should be treated differently. We just barely survived the war, and now she's going to die over something so stupid? That's my main criticism about all of this post-war dispensing of justice. Why do we have to kill people? We just got out of a war. Why are we killing people? Why are we dispensing capital punishment? That's my criticism about how Parliament is handling all of this. Why are we still killing people?
Listen to the radio. Listen to the patron in the bars. You'll hear that nobody's happy about this decision.
What do you think, Catherine? She said we could lodge our complaints with Vina anytime.
I think Diane's just a stupid girl who did a stupid thing. Nothing more. She means well, but what she did was moronic. She defied a direct order from Parliament and left Vina with no other choice.
So you're planning to turn down the farmer rep?
How do you expect me to convince Parliament? Actually, Vina does have a chance to solve this. With her reputation, persuading Parliament to impose a lighter punishment is not impossible. But many eyes are watching as she makes her final decision. This is just one of the many tricky issues the Speaker of Londinium's Parliament has to face. A hero may be able to save everyone in a war, but...
Was this a five-head move from Diana? Wait. Let's put the pieces together. Diana, on her own accord, because of her fanatical belief in siege, stole the crown from the throne room, put it onto Vina's doorstep to try to convince her to take the crown, got willingly caught, willingly tried, presented her defense, seems to be taking her punishment, and because Diane is one of the venerated war heroes of the Exemplars, the populace is not down with this decision of punishing her. Well, capital punishing her. That's the whole problem with all of this. It It would be a whole different thing if she just got, I don't know, sent to prison for a while. But no, somehow we headed straight for capital punishment. So now, Vina is stuck between a rock and a hard place, where if she wants to appease the populace, she has to exercise a very kingly dictatorial move of trying to assert her powers over Parliament, or she plays to Parliament and lets everything happen on its own accord, also losing the populace's trust. Was this a five-head move from Diane? Did she plan all of this to put siege in the hardest spot?
Lady Delphine, spent quite a bit of time trying to find you. Me? In just one day, Diane's case caused quite an uproar across Londinium. We briefly investigated who was spreading the news and inciting the public.
So someone else was inciting the public. Allerdale. Allerdale has been in the shadows this entire event, building up the mythology of Vina Victoria, the supposed next monarch. But somehow, we saw her. We saw her when Sir Charles passed. She was like, Victoria doesn't need any more heroes, but here we are in present day, with Allerdale seemingly trying to put the crown back onto Vina's head. Hold up, let me adjust my chair.
So, Parliament wants me to shut up. No, Eliseo. Compared to deliberate acts of sabotage, your actions have had significantly less impact.
Wait, was it bobbing? It was bobbing? Never mind, it was... I spoke too soon. Once again, it wasn't Mil's car. It was fucking Eliseo inciting the public, going, Diane's a good person. Okay, never mind. All of this is organic. This is completely organic, by the way. But maybe it's still according to Milscar's plans.
Actually, we all admire you for fighting so hard for someone you have not known for very long. Vina understands how you feel. She wanted to come see you in person, but I stopped her. I apologize, but Madame Speaker has more urgent matters to attend to presently. Is there absolutely no room for negotiation regarding Diane's case? No. Vina could change things. We all know that. Frankly, this is a very sad case. However, it will serve as a message from Parliament to all the citizens. I saw that you requested to review Parliament's records, so you must be well aware of Diane's charges. The defense that she presented herself in the various PM's opinions of her. The citizenry has collectively established Londinium's current laws, and the Provisional Court made its judgment of Diane in accordance with those laws. Isn't this how you do things in Colombia? But she's a war hero. Shouldn't her merits outweigh her faults? That's a notion steeped in reason, yet brimming with arrogance. I often come across this phrase in history books, usually said by old Victorian kings. But if Vina crosses this line and the others allow it to happen, then what is the point of having Parliament?
Bingo, baby! Bingo! We called it! Bro, how many times do we have a 100% read on Arknights' story? God damn, how many times have I had a 100% accuracy read? I say that as I mistook Mil's car for bobbing as the ones inciting the public. We don't mention that. That happened like 5 minutes ago. But I called this.
How'd our parliament be any different from the one where the king himself served as a speaker? I don't know how to answer that question, Eliseo, but none of us want to take the risk of finding out. Parliament will not interfere with any of your endeavors. However, as far as Diane's case is concerned, I'm sorry, this is Parliament's decision, and it cannot be changed. Diane never told me specifically what kind of soldier she was during the war. Most of the time she just talked to me about her hopes of Londinium's future. Most of the people I meet in Londinium harbor high hopes and dreams for the city's future. This is the city's great fortune. Our duty is to ensure we never let its people down. I see. The herbs Diane grew in the greenhouse against all odds will mature in February. I hear that they could alleviate the excruciating pain of herpathy. I'll wait until they mature and take some samples back to Colombia. Okay. If you need any help, just let us know. Actually, when I first arrived in Londinium, I was also curious to what kind of person Speaker Vina was.
Well, this is tough.
When Hannah and I visit schools and sanatoriums to give surprises to the infected children, they always ask us about the story of Princess Alexandrina, the Princess Royal. We then tell them the whole tale of the street urchin who became a legendary war hero, the savior of Londinium. But the story always ends when Vina walks out of the Palace of Westaleg. At that point, it's not so fit for children. How I wish the story could end with Vina tearing off those fancy clothes and returning with us to Norport, to the Glasgow gang. But I know that's not possible anymore. On the day the mass protests against Diane's verdict, Vina explained to us, in detail, the proposal she was going to submit to the Dukes at her upcoming meeting. They covered a whole lot of topics like food, healthcare, education, and civil service reforms. Vina had the right solutions to all those issues, but she didn't say a word about Diane. We listened quietly to all her proposals, and then left without bringing it up. Fuel inventory report, comprehensive report on all city sanatoriums, report on oripathy suppressant distribution. Vina returns her gaze to the documents in front of her. She struggles to absorb the reams of data. She knows that in just a few minutes, the bell on the table will ring to remind her to head to the banquet hall. She also knows that the guests don't truly care about the numbers she has tried to memorize, much less the actual lives, deaths, and hardships they represent. But she cares. This time, she's the one who invited Dukes for dinner. I hope this works. The now quiet office. Faint shouts of protesters outside the window could still be heard. I'm sorry, Diane.
Was this all a five-head plan from either Diane or Milscar all along? Thinking emoji? Okay, gotta chill out, by the way. Back with the chill music. Phew. Zone 2 is really cleaned up now. Now it's just Zone 4 left. Hey, how are you doing? Tough work, eh? Want to take a break?
I'm cleaning just as fast as you are, as you can plainly see. You don't need to try and accommodate me just because I'm an infected.
That's not it at all. I just thought you might be tired, with everything you've been through and all.
Oh, I thought... Never mind. As for the incident with the crown, I'm fully clear on that now.
It was just a spur-of-the-moment thing. Besides, you're not the only one who wanted to do that. Actually, it seems like all of a sudden, people aren't as afraid of the infected anymore.
That's because we're in Londinium. The policies instituted by the speakers in Parliament have, at the very least, stopped people from openly showing fear and resentment towards the infected. But according to a Colombian friend of mine, outside of Londinium, things haven't changed.
Anyway, thanks for helping with the cleanup. We wouldn't have had the captain on us again without you.
I should be the one thanking you for not shackling me. Having something to do helps put my mind at ease.
If you ask me, you need not worry about Parliament's decision. Think about it. Of all the places in Londinium where they could have detained you, why did they choose the Defense Forces lockup? It's because we're all either old war buddies or familiar faces who could look out for you. Don't worry. Once things cool down, we'll find a reason for you to go home. Protesters outside the Speaker's office, they're the ones who are missing the picture. We all know what kind of person Vina is. You're feeling alright. You need something to drink.
You're saying the Speaker is going to release me?
I'm saying just rest here for now. We're safe until the things die down out there. The captain didn't allow you to have a radio or read the newspaper, right? It's because he was worried that you might get to thinking too much. If you're still feeling jittery, my good buddy, he gets thrown in the drunk tank every few days. He's stashed some premium hooch around here somewhere. I'll go grab a few bottles for you. Somehow I don't think anyone is releasing her. Diane gives a faint wry smile as she strains to catch the sounds coming from outside. But aside from the faint sound of water running through pipes, she hears nothing but the distant drills of the Defense Forces. Ever since she was brought in here, she has been more or less cut off from the outside world.
I wonder if Eliseo is doing alright. I really should have let him know beforehand. He must be so worried about me now. Indeed, he went to nearly everyone he knows to plead on your behalf. Madam Speaker!
Vina! Hold up.
Good. They aren't treating me like some common criminal. And you made sure of that? No, they did it on their own. They believe you don't deserve this sentence. Many came to see me in your behalf. Your friends, my friends, our comrades in arms, and even some civilians who don't know you at all.
Diane, I snatched some of my buddy's liquor for you. He takes a big swig of whiskey. Ugh. Before the soldier even reaches Diane and Vina, he snaps to attention. The whiskey caught awkwardly in his mouth, too afraid to swallow or spit it out. He quickly hides the bottle behind him and salutes Vina. Well,
no need to hide it, Patel. As I recall, Horn did mention that drinking is prohibited in the barracks.
Yes, Vina, but this is,
I won't tell Horn, but in return, you'll keep my visiting Diane a secret. And set the bottle down, will you? Weren't you bringing it to Diane anyway?
Alright. Vina, you came here to discuss the plans with Diane, right?
Do we have a plan?
We do have a plan.
Yes.
See, Diane? I told you not to worry, didn't I? I'll go finish cleaning Zone 4. I've been on duty all day and I didn't see anyone here.
Would you like a taste of the whiskey Patel left? It doesn't smell all that bad.
I feel like there's no plan. Diane shakes her head slightly, a bit downcast.
Mind if I have a sip then? Meeting with those dukes has left me parched. Madam Speaker, did you put me here because you really wanted to? We thought you'd feel better among old friends. You would rather I throw you in solitary? No, of course not. Honestly, I'm not as resolute as you think. My past isn't much different from yours, or from most of Londiniers. Diane, I did hesitate over my decision. So, does your visit mean Parliament has come to a verdict? I feel it best that I inform you of Parliament's decision, person. I bid you adieu, Lieutenant Diane Weber of the former 6th Column, 10th Infantry Regiment. You are unquestionably a war hero. Thank you for your great service to our homeland. Parliament? I see. Madam Speaker, when will it happen? Tomorrow. Alright. Have you any regrets? Have you? Perhaps my biggest regret is that, after the war, I didn't immediately strip off this outfit and hide myself back in Norport. You would never have done that. I know you. The siege will never abandon our homeland. The Speaker of Londinium will never abandon Victoria. Huh. I have no regrets either. Vina, may I call you that? You may. We've met many times and fought side by side just as often, but today I think is the first day we can truly call ourselves friends. Vina, before I go, would you share a drink with me?
I feel like this was not a five-head move. I feel like this is just the whims of fate taking Vina for a roller coaster ride. But I don't know, there's still a missing puzzle piece to this whole situation, and it's Allerdale.
When you walked alone into the Palace of Westerlake, everyone believed that the woman who emerged would be wearing the crown. A hero must one day be crowned king. Every collection of fairy tales in that old bookstore on Baker Street had a story like that. It was my favorite place to go before I enlisted. I really did want to witness history, Vina. But I let you down. I let a lot of people down. Yes, you could have been a great ruler. Just because I wanted to make Londinium a better place, then the old king, the one who was hanged in public, also wanted to make Londinium, to make all of Victoria a better place. Things rarely go as planned. Sometimes what you believe is right may look wrong to others. I've only recently begun to understand that. Then, what is there to do? I'm still searching for the answer, Diane. Someone I trust told me to accept those who hate me and stand firm in my own sense of justice.
Me? The doctor said that?
I'm still learning, but I never imagined this path would be so lonely. You're drunk, Vina.
Vina shakes her head. She draws her sword and hands it to Diane.
Do you remember
Kingisyak? Kingiskat, the realm blade, the size of kings.
Yes, I took it from your hands after all. After the battle, I discovered that it completely dulled. The smiths worked tirelessly day and night to reforge it for me. This new sword is heavier. It carries the weight of even greater expectations than before. Diane, this sword reminds me every day of the right path. The future of Victoria doesn't rest with me or Parliament. It rests on all of you, those who have reclaimed our home with our own strength. Vina, I have one last question. What really happened in the Palace of Westerlake that day? What kind of story would you like to hear? A heroic fairy tale that'll make it to the books of the old bookstore? Or the truth, so plain that it's almost boring?
Diane takes a long swig of her drink, her hand brushing over the cold steel of the sword.
To be honest, I prefer the old sword. When I used it to strike down our enemies, those were the moments I felt closest to Victoria. Back when I was living a simple, uneventful life, I never imagined I'd have thoughts like these. And besides, there's hardly any time left to savor those quiet pre-war days, is there? Vina, forgive me, but I can't save the last bit of whiskey for you. I really need it.
Why now of all times? Am I suddenly afraid to die? Vina, before I'm completely drunk, would you tell me one last fairy tale? Her tears fall on the sword, sliding down its blade. Drip, drip.
Diane, you already know the stories of the past. You were there for the best parts of this fairy tale. But you may not know how it ends. That day, I entered the Palace of Westerlake, tore down the Sarkaz banner, and was about to leave when suddenly, I heard someone call my name from the throne room. Alexandrina Vina Victoria. Then I pushed open the door that had been sealed for so long. I saw...
Is this the context for the boss fight? Is this the contingency that the Nezeru left behind? Did they bring back old Alistair? Was this a final parting gift from Nez Salem?
My father, Alistair II, speaking to me.
My Alexandrina, you finally come home. Come, sit by my side, daughter of Victoria.
Vina couldn't make out the king's face. The golden mask blended with his golden hair, radiating authority with an air of mystery. He was Victoria personified.
My daughter, are you afraid of me? Are you afraid, Victoria? Vina, never reveal even the slightest hint of fear to your subjects. Your teacher should have taught you that.
You died long ago. 26 years ago, they hanged you from the gallows.
Laughable! Who could kill Victoria? Those greedy condor wings thought that they could tear the flesh from my body to feed themselves. They were so blinded by fear that they conspired in regicide, all so that they could feast upon the lands of the Aslands for their own gain. But no one can kill us. Not the Dukes, not the Red Dragon. We are the beating heart of Victoria.
So that's why your statue in the Mausoleum of Kings was never completed. The Dukes never truly laid you to rest. You've been here all along. Huh? Huh? Hold up! Huh? Wait. What is happening? Hold up.
What little courage they possessed drove them to confine me in this throne room, but never claim my throne. Cowardly usurpers. They fear my people. They fear my Steam Knights. They fear us, Vina. My daughter, tell me, do my people still remember me? Do my knights still guard our palace?
The people of Victoria have long since adapted to life without a monarch. As for your knights, they're all gone. They were murdered by the very people they were sworn to protect.
And what of you, Vina?
I can barely remember what you look like.
Then come closer. Take off my mask. Look closely. You will see only yourself, Alexandrina. The blood of the royal line flows in us both. I'm sorry, my child, that I failed to keep my promise. I intended to hand you a peaceful and powerful Victoria, yet betrayal has left me sitting here, rotting on my throne for 20 years. But at last, you've returned. Take my scepter, wear my crown. Proclaim to our people that their sovereign has returned. Purge our land of all dissent and punish every coward who betrayed the crown. Let glory endure. This is Victoria's rightful way.
The king's scepter struck heavily against the throne platform, its dull echo reverberating. Blood was never the source of our strength.
How familiar those words are, just like my defiant boast to my own father. You still have much to learn, daughter. Let me teach you a long overdue lesson, the meaning of royal power. Still, I grant you the right to oppose me. Alexandrina, return to my side and listen.
No. You're already dead, Your Majesty. All that remains here is your echo, lost in the glories of a bygone empire. I do not need you to grant me anything, nor do I need you to validate my strength of convictions. I just want you to rest in peace, Father. Vina tightened her grip on her hammer, stepped onto the platform, and walked towards the Empire's last glimmer of twilight. That explains the context behind why we're fighting Daddy-O and his lions as the final boss! I see! But what about Milscar, though? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, we dealt with him. We dealt with Daddy-O, King Alistair II. I'm still kind of confused about what was all of that. Did they not hang him? Was he really just stuck in the throne room for 20 years? Or was that just a hallucination? Just a mirror of Vina's convictions trying to confront her? I have no idea. Could be anything. Could be Nezeru magic. Could be Aslan, Kingly, Beast Lord magic or some shit. I don't know, man. You got me there. Either way, she faced Victoria. Literally and figuratively.
Vina, I don't like this story. The king who found no peace in his eternal rest upon the throne, and the hero who laid down her crown. The story's over, but has anything really changed? You and King Alistair both wanted to make Victoria better, but in the end...
Diane takes a hard swig from the bottle. Burning liquor stings, coaxing more tears from her already swollen eyes.
If the king couldn't do it, then what hope do we have? Can we possibly change anything? But the story's not over yet, Diane. I had also believed it would all end when the king found peace. But then, someone unexpected appeared.
Huh? Allerdale? Is this it? The CG?
Should I even ask what brings you here?
A white figure emerges from the shadows behind the throne. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Or was the echo of Alistair II just art from a certain someone in the shadows?
Faint glimpses of that fairy can be seen in so many of Victoria's legends. Power, intrigue, destiny, dreams coming throughout the centuries. Old tales, she seems to possess different powers, yet no one can say for certain which one is truly her. Vina, who did you see?
Wait, unicorn. Wait. Lovisia? Hold up. Unicorn?
Vina, you've far exceeded my expectations. You've shown me new possibilities.
I didn't expect that! So it was Clavizia all along. It explains a lot of things now.
Put down your hammer. I'm not your enemy. We fought side by side once, didn't we? Who are you, Unicorn? A tailor's daughter, a leader of the Self-Salvation Corps, a witness to Victoria.
Wait. Wait, I need to run things back. A white figure emerges from behind the throne. Faint glimpses of that fairy can be seen in so many Victoria's legends. Power, intrigue, destiny, dreams coming throughout centuries-old tales. She seems to possess different powers, yet no one can say for certain which one is truly her. Is Clavizia a Farinmit? Wait a minute. Wait. She's been here? She's been around Victoria for that long? Of course, many old men, even as they faced death, insisted on calling me the nation's sentinel in their history books. Wishful thinking, I suppose. Worse? She's worse than a Farinmit? What else could she be? Ancient? Hold up. Never mind. Spoke too soon. Hold up. She is an ancient, isn't she? Over the hundreds of years I've remained in Victoria, I've assumed and later erased countless identities, but at present, I am Clavizia. Wait. What? Hold up. What? Wait. Wait, hold. I have a few things running in the back of my mind. First thing that came to mind, Black Snake. Second thing that came to mind, what the fuck? In short, I am your friend, one sincerely pleased by all you've achieved. Does this answer satisfy you, Vina? Another one of the long-lived. You deceived every ally in the Self-Salvation Corps as well as all of Rhodes Island. Deceived? I've never deceived anyone. Everyone has their desires. I merely fulfill them. Black Snake, White Unicorn. She is an ancient. Well, I mean, ancient in the adjective term. I don't know if it's in the... Don't know if she's an ancient as in the actual legit term. She is similar to the Black Snake, yes. Is this our first meeting with another long-lived one, aside from the Farinmits and the Black Snake? Because... Hold up, never mind. Ancient is the normal animal? Right. Ordinary people tormented by Sarkaz's bloodshed wanted to survive, so I led the Self-Salvation Corps to find a way out. Elder is mystical? Okay. Elder and Ancient, mix them up. Got it. Ancient families mired in power struggles feared annihilation in the Empire's whirlpool. Oh yeah, right! The other Elder, well, Elder bloodline, is from the Kulkul Khan, which is Holiak. But Holiak, she hasn't lived that long. She just comes from the Kulkul Khan bloodline. I don't think she's lived that long. Has she? How old is that hag, chat? I need to remember. How old is that hag? I'm mixing things up. I'm trying to remember. Ancient families, marred in power struggles, feared annihilation in the Empire's whirlpool, so I eliminated every threat to the continuation of the ducal lineage. Long-lived can be anything? She's 42? Okay. I guess. Not that much of a hag. Well, in relative terms. You know what I mean. Frederick III hoped Victoria wouldn't fall into chaos beneath the Red Dragon's shadow. I could grant that wish too. So now you've come to me. Alexandrina, daughter of Alistair. Why would you think I'm just only noticing you now? Vina, history is like a sailing ship, and you are the ones who steer its course. Wait a minute. That's the same thing Vina told to Morgan. Since you wish to change Victoria, I can help you. What role would you assume to realize your ideals? You could be a king, a speaker, or even the sole leader of the Exemplars. Any of these titles are yours to choose. I feel like there's gotta be a catch to this. Oh. Clavizia has been playing Kingmaker for so long in Victoria. At what end goal?
Vina, I must say, yours isn't a new story. I've read it far too many like it in the old shops. In the end, the hero always accepts the fairy's gift. So in the end, you chose the role of the speaker? No, Diane. I chose nothing. For hundreds of years, the unicorn has chosen the heroes, and the heroes who were merely chosen have merely chosen their boons. But why? Why? Yes, why did I have to choose her?
Clavizia seems to be the one that Noel mentioned. The one that he wants to kill. Noel. Remind me, who is Noel? Losing track of things. My head is spinning from all the revelations in the past 10 minutes.
Why are you laughing, Vina? You hear that sound outside? They're cheering for victory. For Victoria. Many of them do not have grand ambitions. They don't think of protecting everyone. Some of them would not even share a piece of bread with a starving man.
Lady of the Lake? Yeah, she is kind of like the Lady of the Lake. Problem is, they also set Horn up as the Lady of the Lake. So there's that. Horn also has themes of the Lady of the Lake into her design and background. But now we officially have the Lady of the Lake. No, the eyes doctor that just left Reunion. The eye doctor that just left Reunion. The innkeeper? The innkeeper that we found in Norport? I'm trying to remember. From chapter 13. That's the only doctor I remember from the Grey Cat. Great cat. I do not remember. My memory is hazy. Great cat. The innkeeper is a Damatsi. Okay, now my head's spinning again.
I like those fools, and I'm willing to look out for them. And you, Clavizia, have no right to make me choose something I've been doing all along. You'd best leave, unless you don't mind getting it awkward.
Siege!
You're a fool too, Alexandrina, just like your father. Send them a message for me. Tell them the tailor's daughter is dead. I have fulfilled their wishes.
And where is she fucking off to now? Siege! I got the crawler in to back you up. We've been waiting outside for you forever. We were afraid something happened to you.
It's been taken care of. Thank you, Feist.
Huh?
Come on then. Aren't they still waiting for us? The battle must end now. That's the end of the story, Diane. Diane?
The condemned soldier has finished the last drop of alcohol and is sound asleep.
Diane wanted to drink herself into a stupor. Vina's finished telling her story, but Diane cannot bring herself to face her own ending. She wanted to drink herself into a dream in which death could not catch up to her. She gets her wish. I'm sorry, Diane. I'm not worthy of being a monarch. I'm not even sure I'm qualified to serve as speaker. Besides, this war has changed many things. Old beliefs have been shattered, and we are striving to rebuild our lives amidst the imminent threat of destruction. I believe that soon, a great transformation will begin in Londinium and sweep all across Victoria. I don't know what tomorrow will bring. I'm certain of one thing. Now that we've found the courage to face adversity, why should we ever return to the past? Victoria no longer needs a monarch, Diane. Sweet dreams.
There we go. On the eve of her march to the gallows, the drunken soldier sleeps the most peaceful sleep of her life. She dreams of the king's coronation, the dreams of the factory in her hometown, the whistle blowing to signal the end of the workday, as the workers shake off their hats and step out through the factory gates. Then she soars into the sky and sees Londinium gliding across the mist-covered verdant earth. She dreams of Victoria. She is singing her song. May the vast lands they keep o'er kinge, his people and ale his well-willinge, and give them grace without ending, and then may we call and savely sing. Victoria, give thanks for our home. December 26, 4 p.m. Vina, I can't believe it. The graffiti on the gym walls is still there. Look at this one. Morgan painted it after dreaming of being a famous artist. Oh, right. Look at this photo. The sign on the movie theater has been nailed back up. And look, there are two dumb-looking foul beasts perched on top of it. Norport is in much better shape than last time we saw it. Can't wait to go back and see it with my own eyes. Uh-huh. So, where did these photos come from? The envelope only had the photos, no signature, but plenty of people have joined the engineering team to help rebuild our home. Some of them are old friends from Norport. Oh, there are 2 videotapes in here too. They're just some old worn-out movies, but hey, Delphine, you love watching bad movies, don't you? Here you go. Thank you. Vina, are you okay? You seem distracted. Are you all going back? Why the serious look? We're just heading home early to do some housekeeping. Morgan, you were more excited than anyone when we said we were going home. Or am I missing something? How about you, Dagda? I'll go lend them a hand. Not much I can help here, Vina. The Knights of the Tower Museum is coming along smoothly. My wish has been fulfilled. Alright. Vina, actually, we could still... What? The bell tolls. It's 4 p.m., Vina. I know. We can set out now. Do you want to go see Diane? No. I have a meeting with Parliament and the Dukes. Oh. Vina, those protesters outside... I'll handle them personally. I know their concerns go beyond just Diane. They've been waiting for a long time for a king. Well, that's definitely something the Glasgow gang can meddle in. Morgan. Alright, we'll head back and tidy up. You know, Norport is better than I expected, but not by much. We'll be waiting for you, Vina. Why you gotta do this to us? Why you gotta show a CG of them parting ways? Why does the CG imply that they're parting ways? Vina, you could ask them to stay. Of course, I'd love for the Glasgow gang to stay together, but Octarig isn't their home. Besides, just take a listen. There are plenty of people outside waiting for my response, but before I address them, I intend to bring back more than just empty promises from the Dukes. Vina, Parliament has done more than just make empty promises. They've helped revive our industries, restore order, resettle those affected by the war. Tell me, Delphine, does everyone now have equal right to a decent life? I don't know, you tell me, tell Longshot. I don't know, Vina, let's tell Longshot. I need to show them that even without a king, we can prove this nation's potential to any doubters. I don't know, man, I'm the #1 doubter in the room right now. Let's go. I don't want to be late for the meeting with the Dukes. We should sing something. Sing what? Any song will do, as long as it's not that blasted Octarig carol. Like the song Hannah hums every time she steps out of the ring. Hannah's a star, knocking him down one by one, round after round. Stuff it, I don't do that anymore. Besides, didn't you all say the song I made up to cheer for Vina was better? Oh please, if I remember, you just replaced the names in Dagda's favorite song with Vina, right? I wonder if Vina even remembers something that silly. Of course she does. I know she mustn't have forgotten. It's just... Forget it. She said it best herself. Looking forward is what really matters. And there's still a long road ahead, isn't there? That day, we didn't take a detour to watch Diane's end. We didn't even listen to any radio broadcasts. I heard her oripathy was so bad that they had to separate her to prevent any incidents. To think that her last shred of dignity came from oripathy. I've stopped trying to make sense of these things. As we left central Londinium and caught sight of the factories of Norport, I knew we were home. Welp. Fuck! Oh, we're still on? 5 p.m.? Oh my god. Okay. Lay it on to me, baby! This is my favorite new character. Oh, Vina. Are you not attending the execution? They're all relying on you to calm the protesters. Should things take an unfortunate turn. My good Earl of March, I'm not that indispensable. Besides, the defense forces are already maintaining order on site, and several MPs are there to oversee the proceedings. They don't need me. Diane Weber truly was a hero. Shame, really. She didn't really do anything wrong. Alexandrina, you've managed this matter well, but you need to be more heavy-handed. You're too concerned with dissenting voices, most of which don't matter. Madam Speaker, why not let us shield you from the storm that is until Londinium's parliament fully matures? Wellington's stance remains ambiguous, the Windermere Demesne is simmering with unrest, and the Duke of Ashworth continues to keep a low profile as always. If the Speaker requires assistance, we wouldn't dare refuse. We must secure Victoria's future, after all. Very well. Since you've offered, I won't hesitate to accept. Huh? Your Graces, you're undoubtedly aware of the dire situation with the infected in the city. I must insist that you promptly reopen the supply route you have kept closed for over a month under the guise of ensuring safety. Return the medicine and supplies we've already paid for. Of course, if you're still concerned, the defense forces can escort the shipment and clear out those bandits along the way. Of course. Yes. Those are minor issues. Now about my proposal for forming and training infected fighting squads. I understand you're considering forming infected units in your own territory and want us to test its feasibility. That's fine. But I insist that the safety of the soldiers remain a priority. I'll make all the data available to you, of course, and to every other Duke. After all, this has critical implications for the future strength of Victoria, doesn't it? This is no simple matter, Madam Speaker. In truth, it has given me quite the headache. Yes, I'll be waiting eagerly for the good news from you. As for your Grace, Duke of Castor, the Trilby Ashers should be delivering an invitation. After all these years, Londinium will finally reopen diplomatic channels with foreign envoys. This time in the name of Victoria. I trust you all will be in attendance when the time comes. But you'd best pray that Londinium presents herself in a form you could be proud of. I'll consider this a provocation, Alexandrina. The Game of Thrones, baby! Siege has to one-up the Dukes to remain in control of Londinium. But at what cost? At what cost? We lost the Glasgow gang. From the moment you deliberately blocked Londinium from contacting other nations after the war, you've been provoking Parliament. You call it protection. Where I'm from, we have another word for it. Kidnapping. Unfortunately for you, we always have our ways of reaching those whom we want. Oh, Vina, is it my turn to negotiate now? No, Earl of March. We have nothing to discuss, and certainly no need to be friends.
I'm afraid that's not for you to decide. Whatever your intentions may be, Londinium's affairs are none of Columbia's business. It seems you've found what you need to refuse any deals with me. All I have is a few photos. Surely you're aware of what's hidden beneath Londinium.
Oh?
Vina, it seems you've managed to find yourself some leverage. Alexandrina, I admire your candor, but I must remind you, you're the Speaker of Parliament now, not just some street thug with the Glasgow gang. Well, do you know how we used to keep corrupt cops away back in Northport? Either everyone pretends nothing happened, or keep things the way they are, or we expose all their dirty laundry and everyone goes down in flames. It worked every time. And I'm sure your graces understand that it's always been Victoria who has kept you safe, not the other way around. I believe your grace has even said something of a similar nature before.
What do they mean? What's under the city? What did they mean by that? I mean, we'll talk about that later.
Alexandrina, I'm starting to doubt our decision of choosing you as speaker. You're mistaken. The decision was mine all along, not yours. I know your schedules are packed, so let's not digress anymore. I have a long list of things to discuss with you: parliament seats, medical purchases, military reform, private communication lines, supply routes, aid for reconstruction, so let's not waste time. Of course, you're free to continue arguing with me. Don't worry, this time my sword won't be at your necks.
At least she's keeping her ground versus the Dukes. She's coming! Everyone get over here! If we can make the speaker hear us, we can save that poor soldier's life! On the street, the eagerly awaiting crowd surrounds Vina, who stands alone. She knows they are all waiting for her answer. You heard us! That innocent hero doesn't deserve this fate. It's not too late to change your mind.
Sorry, I have nothing to say with regard to Diane. The Parliament has decided. As its speaker, I stand by its decision. Everyone please disperse. Then again, if you absolutely insist on a resolution, you're welcome to stay. Just now I reclaimed many things from the visiting dukes, things that rightfully belong to us and are crucial to our future. I will tell you about each of these things one by one. This is the only matter I'll be addressing.
The sounds of protest begin to subside. While most await the outcome of the meeting, a few discontented voices still arise from the crowd. Is there really nothing that can be done for that poor soul? But why?
This isn't something that needs explaining. Do you want the speaker to go back on her word? If we start bending the rules now, the new laws passed by Parliament won't be worth the paper they're printed on. Catherine, what brings you here? Some old friends passing by saw the protest and worried things might get out of hand, so they asked me to see if I could help. As luck would have it, quite a few workers just got off their shifts, heard about it, and came to support you. Take a look. As more and more workers gather around, they wave at Vina and spot familiar friends and family members among the protesters. Conversations begin to ripple through the crowd. The street suddenly becomes alive with activity. Shearer! Looks like we're a bit late. Lieutenant? Aren't you supposed to be waiting at the sanatorium for your departure? Delphine told me about your situation. I wasn't planning to come, but once the others at the sanatorium found out, they insisted on coming to see who was causing you trouble this time. I couldn't stop them, so here we are. A column of soldiers, marching in perfect formation and singing, approaches the congested crowd. The noise instantly dies down as people instinctively make way for the soldiers, who march up to stand in front of Vina, forming a barrier between her and the protesters.
Vina, we know you went to negotiate with the Dukes today, to fight for us. We're not about to let you be humiliated in front of the Dukes today. We might not be ready for another battle, but we'll win anyone in numbers.
Thank you, all of you. Everyone, come quick! I think they're over here.
Group of rowdy children fearlessly push through the crowd, squeezing their way right up to Vina.
It's really you! You know me? Of course, we've all heard your story. The great hero of the Exemplars, our very own speaker. I've made so many new friends recently. They're all people who walked back to Londinium with you. They all told me you would definitely recognize them. Take a look. Hello, Vina? Annie? And there's Annabella. Oh, Jones, you're here too. I guess they were telling the truth then. But why have you come? We ran into this lady with really tan skin. She said you might run into trouble and tell us to come help you.
Morgan!
Did we actually help? Of course you did. Thank you, Morgan.
More and more people gather in front of the steps, while those who had been protesting for Diane start to quiet down. That's kinda sad. She thinks about everything that has happened over the past few days. She thinks about the drunken Diane, the departing Glasgow gang, the stolen crown. Bloody hell. Vina relaxes, sitting down on the steps and gazing at the fiery red sky. The retired soldiers sit as well, huddling with the other citizens around Vina. Let's all take a break, okay? Can I ask you something? Will we ever have a king again? I don't know. Not having a king might not be such a bad thing. Why is that? You'll understand when you grow up. Huh? That's a bullshit answer.
What do you think? Will this be good or bad for Victoria?
It's still too early to tell. If we have to accept the dawn of a new era, then we all need to change the way we think to keep up. You gotta kill the peasant part of your brain, British people! Stop yearning for a monarch to grovel and lick the boots of! Kill the peasant part of your brains! A parliament regulated by the people, no more individual authority, no king. That's a first in Victorian history. Even I have to admit, she may well be biting off more than she could chew. Catherine glances at the speaker, who is sitting on the steps without her expected grace. Can't help but wonder. Vina is surrounded by the children. They all smile and laugh together. Every so often, she raises her voice to share jokes about the Dukes or what she managed to wrestle from the Dukes, things that belong to the people. Sunset's warm light bathes her figure, before slowly fading as time passes. I'd say the days ahead will only get better. Breathes a ring of smoke, watching as the thin wisps drift away into the dying light. Meanwhile, at Diane's hanging... Wait, how are they killing her? Are they hanging her or are they putting her to the gallows? Wait a minute. Wait, gallows, guillotine? Citywide broadcast. Parliament has passed a resolution. The crown will be placed on the throne in the Palace of Westerling, guarded around the clock by the defense forces. I feel like there's a better use of defense force resources than guarding some crown. I don't know, man. It's just an object. They could be patrolling the streets, keeping the city safe, not defending some fucking relic of the past. Until a suitable candidate for the throne is identified, the crown will be guarded by Parliament. Once a candidate is chosen, a nationwide referendum will be conducted under parliamentary review and supervision to finalize the coronation. Additionally, Parliament will soon announce decisions regarding the distribution of living supplies and other public welfare matters.
parliamentary supervision.
These meetings are truly exhausting. I much prefer settling matters at a grand banquet. At least there's wine when my lips are parched. Sir Davis is certainly taking his sweet time fetching the wine. Your Grace, Duke of Castor, where are you headed next?
You already know the answer, so why pretend to ask?
Oh, getting the news from you is quicker than waiting for Wellington's spies to report back. So how about you, Eleanor?
Your Grace, we're hardly close enough to be exchanging warm farewells.
Your words wound me, Eleanor. I suppose I'll have to present a fine bottle of wine on my next visit to old Normandy and ask him to put in a good word about me to you.
Your carriage has arrived, sir. Allow me to get the door for you. Much obliged, Earl of March. And remember, we are all Victorians after all.
Of course. It's been so long since I heard these bells. The sound brings back memories. Your Grace, I brought you the finest wines from our cellar. Even those sarcastic devils couldn't sniff this one out after they took my estate. Sir Davis, you are a man of rare wit. Rest assured, there will always be a place for you in the Gododin territories. As long as you give me my wine. Duke of Gododin takes a sip of the wine and turns to make a remark, but then suddenly freezes. He is confronted with a stunning sight. The sun has set. The sun has set on Victoria. The crimson sun sinks slowly, as though setting the city ablaze. The scars the Sarkaz had torn into the city stand out even more vividly in the evening glow, as if they are still bleeding. The winter sunset truly shows no mercy. Much like the speaker's attitude towards us, I suppose.
I could send someone to deliver a few sets of winter clothing for your Grace. Take care of yourself. Victoria isn't ready to do without you just yet.
Many thanks. After all, we can't very well go before Wellington, can we?
Why the sudden melancholy, your Graces? Are you all old bastards? Hags? I find this sunset rather breathtaking. I have my whole life to live ahead of me. The day fades into night, and the night into day. How often do we get to witness such a sight? Londinium's thick fog and heavy clouds rarely part like this. Eleanor?
Back in my day, the lads at the school would always joke that it was the sun that had to follow behind Londinium. It would rise as we please and never set if we willed it. Now, though, she has to go full speed just to barely keep up with the setting sun. That, though, keeps me awake at night. Day or night, sunrise or sunset, only Londinium can be Victoria's capital.
Earl of March, remember my words. Droll, very droll indeed.
Ha! The sun really does move. Another bell tolls. More black-feathered falcons stir and take to the skies over the city, circling before flying through the steam towards the setting sun. As the sun dips out of sight, the glow of the twin moons becomes even clearer. Night approaches. Meanwhile, Diane's dead. Allerdale somehow out of the picture until now. Also, what were you saying, chat? What were you saying? Noel's the gray-haired feline that travels with Reunion for a while. Confronted by Tallulah, he told her about the old one that hides behind the dukes, using a king as her puppet. Ew. Oh, I remember now. I remember the old feline now. Okay, that jogged my memory. I remember him now, Noel. He wanted to know how to kill a long-lived, so that's why he could take revenge on the one that made him long-lived. Also find a way to kill himself. Yeah! He's long-lived. He wants to find a way to kill himself. I remember. Thank you for jogging my memory, chat. Also, what's under the city? Blackmail. Blackmail for the Dukes. Allerdale's parting gift, apparently. Final chapter. GO-ST-2. Fairy tale ending. There will come a day that you, Vina, will read these words I wrote down. Streets of Norport. No, the Glasgow gang has been separated. The gang is home, but one person's missing. Actually, no. Delphine might still be with Siege. But Delphine is also on her way back to Windermere with Shearer. Because eventually, surely, we'll get Delphine Alter. Delphine 2 Electric Boogaloo. The EX stages don't have story? They don't, usually. How things go on your end, Dagda? Mr. Lane's still alive, but he's got a busted leg. His sworn brother didn't make it, though. I tried asking some old friends. None of them know when that brother passed away exactly. Might have been when trying to escape Norport. Might have been some Sarkas at the end of their tether during the Allied counterattack. Did you manage to see Mr. Lane himself? I did. He works at the port now. He didn't bring up any of the old days, and he avoided talking about his crew. But he thinks that now he's living a good life. Bloody hell. We're not gonna bring up Clarence, are we? Are we gonna... Throughout this entire chapter, we've been driving the butterfly knife deeper and deeper, bringing back Baird up. Bringing Baird back up in conversation. What about McLaren's? Did he make it through the entire Sarkaz war? I know McLaren was part of the refugees that made it out of Norport Borough. Where is he? What happened to that bastard McLaren? He killed Baird and left her in his burning building, in his burning video shop. I strolled around one of the factories we used to look after. It's full of those little punks now. None of those youngsters have even heard of us Glasgow gang. That pack of brats deserves a right thrashing. Did you swing by the old restaurant we always went to? I want to talk to him. Gets a shotgun and pitchfork. Torn down. Parliament sent some men over to get in touch with all the old shopkeepers. Anything so run down it couldn't be fixed up and whose owner was missing was slated to be torn down and rebuilt. The pub on Sunset Street, Paul's Bar, the magazine stalls that run from Kazimierz they're all gone. But what about McLaren's video shop? Hannah. I checked out that public cemetery they were talking about too. Couldn't find McLaren. Well, I tried. I mentioned it. Damn it, why don't these graves have names on them? They need closure for Bear, dog. Stuff me. Can't believe you caught me crying. Let's head home already. Don't want to leave Morgan waiting. I thought the gym was gonna be a rougher sight. Thank you. Looks to me like you've been taking care of this place this whole time. I forgot this guy was here. I forgot this motherfucker showed up in the story. Goddamn. Right? Guy who's clearly going to become a playable character sometime in the future. Hi, hello. You are way too detailed to be just an NPC, and you don't have antagonist energy to you. So we know you're gonna become playable sometime in the future, sure. Baird lived for quite a while and died in the street, beside the academician that ran from the gym.
I thought if you were still alive, you'd be coming back sooner or later. But it doesn't matter how you look at it. I'm still part of the Glasgow gang.
You didn't get on Duke Windermere's ship with us back then.
I wasn't so far gone that I needed saving by the Dukes. But I gotta admit, I was being a right fool back then. After all that, I took some of the crew and threw out to fight some devils hanging out around Norport.
I should give you a
I ended up hearing about the exemplars from them. You pulled off some crazy stunts, I have heard you. I have. I could never dream of an army. When the battle outside was total chaos, some of the gang helped out in the front line with me. They did. But there wasn't much we could do. All I got in the end were a few cuts and bruises.
You're infected too?
Yeah. Heard the same happened to Indra after she took a bad scrape on the battlefield not too long ago.
Indra got infected in the end?
Great. Well, bring her back to Rhodes Island, boys! She needs a medicine. Bring her back to Rhodes Island.
She's real lucky she had friends like you with her there.
Morgan stares blankly ahead. She's never considered that problem. Not even Indra herself had. No, that ain't right. Why do I feel all funny hearing you say that? Though I gotta admit, I'm not sure about what's not right about what you said.
Whatever you say. Anyway, if you ever get the chance, tell Siege I said sorry.
You stick around here, you can tell her yourself.
My Glasgow gang's long gone. Since you're coming back, it's only right that I head out. Did Delphi not come back with you?
She's still standing by Vina's side.
Sounds like you lot had a squabble too. I heard from my mum, from broadcast. Doesn't matter who she might be, at least she's got some nerve.
Where are you headed off to next?
Norport needs more hands to rebuild it, and the port's been shuttling in goods from outside all day, every day. Me and my crew are gonna keep an eye on it. And then I'll head into Central to bash in some merchant bastard's head. That's only a maybe. Norport's changed, Morgan. Folks I know are gone, and the shops too. There's some new gang of brats that's popped up. Don't know their arse from their elbow, yet they're still trying to fight for dominance. Anyway, I'm giving the gym back to you lot. Parliament talked a big game in the broadcast of theirs. I talked it over with some of the boys. Wait a spell. We'll head over to some dukedom to see what's what. We'll find a new turf. New turf, new beginning. I'll need some time to forget a few things.
Come back! Clearly signified playable character!
We'll see you sometime soon. Fuck off.
Morgan, was that Catter leaving just now?
Yep.
He came to say goodbye and decided to hand this back to us while he was at it.
Goodbye, Cardor.
He pulls out a butterfly knife from her pocket. It's badly scratched, but the emblem of the Glasgow gang can clearly still be seen. Baird's butterfly knife. Hannah would recognize it anywhere. It was her who insisted on engraving that emblem once she beat Baird after all.
Also, Filipino reference, national knife of my country, the butterfly knife made it into Arknights Chinese video game. Filipino difference, by the way. Does that mean Filipinos exist in Arknights? Yes, a butterfly knife. Twist it more. Twist it more.
Catter found it on the body of a cleaner. He couldn't find Baird herself, though.
No fucking shot. Huh. Bro, come the fuck on, Arknights. What is this bull fuckery? You're not gonna confirm the body just to tease us like this? This is bull fuckery. What do you mean you couldn't find her body? Just lay her to rest. She was... For a character death, it pushed Siege and the Glasgow gang forward. You don't need to bring her back. You don't need to pull another Theresa. Holy fucking hell, why do you have to set this shit up? Oh my god, just let the dead be. God damn, John Hypergriff Lowlight. Not even as a tease, this is annoying though. Next thing we know, Mandragora is gonna come back to life. Surely. I went there too. All I found was some stuff on the wall I didn't get. It's almost all gone now, what with all the rain, but I'm sure she was there. I saw her handwriting. I hope so too. I hope so too. What did Baird hope for? We thought about it long and hard, but we were never able to make sense of it. Her wishes had already been washed back into Norport's soil by the rain. We decided not to dwell on it much longer. We never could guess her last little secret. She's definitely having a good laugh at us right now. I remember that whenever she went into the video shop, Baird hated Weepy's scenes about grieving the most. Yeah, she never thought death was worth being all that sad for. Pass the knife to me. I'll think of a way to hang it up on the wall. Then I'll go get some drinks to celebrate us coming home and a toast to Baird. Should we wait for Vina? She ain't got the time to come. But just in case. Then we'll hold off right before we get completely pissed, Hannah. Booze waits for no man! That day, without having to say a word on the matter, we all drank our drinks real slow. We were waiting for one more person. Seems there was a lot of chit-chat going on that day. Not that we remember any of it after the hangover. All I remember is that Hannah and I got into a fight, and Dagda's brow got itself another scar. Why? None of us knew. If Vina were there, it'll all be fine. She always stayed the most sober out of all of us, and she'd remember for us. But she never showed up that day. Back underground? Back with Milscar, by the way. Because she has been a shadow throughout this entire event. Really? There was no endgame. Milscar simply had no endgame after being set up as the antagonist of this event at the start. She had a warrant for her arrest. She never showed up. She was never caught. And then we switched antagonists partway to Diane. And then... Wait. It was me, Vina. I started it all. I got all those people killed. Okay, bye. I dragged the body back, boss. But will this really be okay? I mean, snatching away the corpse of a condemned criminal right under Parliament's nose. They have Diane's body. Did you really think you could take that away without some silent approval from above? Interesting. Vina knew? What of the Colombian? You mean, what's his face, Eliseo? He's not in the best of moods. Boss, do we really need him to carry all these goods? What if... Milscar says nothing, the mercenary sighs. Alright, I get it. Look, boss, I'm not trying to make you mad, but ever since Parliament made a move on us, everyone's been on edge. It doesn't concern you lot. I'll handle the Colombian. Also, can we get Milscar too? She's already cooperating with us. Yes, she is. Somehow. She's cooperating with us through the vampire lady. Somehow. under Kelsey's orders, apparently. Also, Ascalon was there, just to keep an eye on the vampire lady. She's just some street lunatic at this point. Yeah, she had no endgame. I don't know what the endgame was, what her endgame was at all of this. Extorting the populace, smuggling the surviving Sarkaz out of Londinium. She's pulling together resources for something, and we never found out why. Or maybe it's gonna explain it to us right now.
Elyzio, I presume I don't need to introduce myself. Milskar, I've heard of you. Good, no need to waste words then. I need you to see this batch of goods outside of Londinium safely. You will, of course, receive payment. I can send this corpse along with you. Leave the city, go as far away from it as you can. Her name is Diane, Milskar. Who she isn't important to me. What's important is that she doesn't show her face again in Londinium. You call this payment? Making someone who just got home leave again? Elyzio, you are well aware she cannot stay in this city. As far as everyone is concerned, she is dead, hanged from the gallows.
No fucking shot. wait. What did I say? What did I say? That this was all a ruse with Siege, Vina working in the spotlight, with Milskar, Allerdale working in the shadows as her Batman. Somehow, somewhere, they plotted to smuggle Diane out of Londinium. Well played, Arknights! Well played! Also, can we get Diane to speak up, please, so I don't go crazy?
Vina made a mistake. So long as this person is alive and within the city, sooner or later someone is going to make use of her as a knife to stab Vina in the back. She really must learn to be more decisive. You know the condition of her infection better than I do, Elyzio. She doesn't have long. You're welcome to refuse, of course, but I still help Vina settle this matter in my own way. I know your story, Milskar, or rather, Lady Allerdale Cumberland. There's a lot of versions of it out there, but they all agree you really did fit the title of Cumberland the Ever on High once upon a time. Fine, I'll get Diane out of here. I can take better care of her back in Columbia. Happy? You're a good man, Elyzio. She's lucky to have made a friend in you. Get ready. You could be leaving at any time. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become a villain.
Why you gotta make a reference to the Dark Knight? Even all the way to China, that phrase has made it here. Christopher Nolan difference? Well, if you don't deal with her, you could shoot her. He's already died once.
Did you ever think that you'd turn out this way? Why ask just me? Countless heroes lived through the war, most of the radiant of them to those that none remember. I, too, am curious as to how they will change in the face of reality.
Congrats, Elyzio. You traveled here for work. And you got yourself, not a girl, he got himself a patient. Diane will return in a future chapter of Arknights. Lying down amidst the meadow, the soldier senses a slight itch. The cold wind blows at the stalks of the grass, and the tips tickle her face. Is this what the land of the dead is like? She opens her eyes and sees someone most unexpected. Oh, okay, here we go. It's the stinger. It's the singer that'll lead into the next event. Who's gonna show up now? Let's make bets, people. Who's showing up? Who's showing up? Okay. A few choices. Either it's Chen. Bagpipe is still looking for Chen around Londinium. We never saw her ever again. After Chen and Bagpipe split up, while Chen was still looking for Tallulah. This could be Ablana. This could be, I don't know, Diane. We just had a scene with her. Who is this? It's Diane. My bad, I was expecting a MCU ass stinger. Huh? What? You think Chen is with 9? I don't know about that.
You're awake. Yes, it's me, Alicio. You just shouldn't go off on your own to do dangerous stuff without a word, Diane. I remember standing atop the gallows. You're dead, at least to those who witnessed the execution. Before we left, I asked the people at Rhodes Island to give you the once-over. It's not looking too good. A lot of your major organs have already begun to crystallize. In other words, originium is replacing your organs. That is very bad. So, I'm not dead. Am I lucky or unlucky?
Both. You're gonna suffer until the end of your days. Hooray! You didn't get killed! She met 9 at the end of chapter 14, I think? We'll still need a follow-up on Chen. Too many people all around across there to keep tabs on. I'm forgetting which is which.
I'm not too sure if the speaker knew about this beforehand. So, it was Vina who let me go?
That's rather foolish of her.
To tell you the truth, I really don't get some of you people. Sorry, Diane, I'm afraid you can't go back to Londinium.
Only now does she realize they're no longer in Londinium. She sees the telltale giant tracks laid down by the nomadic city not too far off in the distance. Just ahead of them, Sarkaz's children run around in the meadow, waving at her as they pass. Most displaced Sarkaz have lost the light in their eyes to confusion. They can go anywhere, but nowhere can they call home.
I'll be taking you to Columbia, Diane. I might be able to do more for you there.
Alright then. Columbia, eh? I still remember saying that if I get the chance, I'd love to see the place you keep talking about. How far are we from Columbia, Alicio?
We're still very far away. Let me get out my map.
Don't forget, Alicio went on a medical mission to Londinium on behalf of the Mainland Foundation and Mr. Presidente himself. He didn't get the job done, and now he's just brought back a new patient. So there's that.
Will I be able to make it there in my condition? Walking the whole way?
I see. Could you promise me one thing, Alicio?
I know what you're going to ask, Diane. When the day comes, I'll bring you home. I'll bring you back to Londinium. I'm rather curious myself as to how much the city would have changed by the time we return.
So there's that. Are we gonna get another stinger? Eblana, maybe? Rhodes Island? Morgan. Okay.
The day we went back to the gym and got drunk, I had a dream. In that dream, there was a tomb, all dressed up to the nines. Our names were carved onto the plaques inside it. Morgan, Kate Morgan, Indra, Hannah Jackson, Dagda, Isabel Montague, Baird, Bridget Lucan. Outside the tomb, there was a blazing carriage, and atop it sat a golden lion. He was calling my name.
Fine boom sound effect? Wait a minute, Gawain? Lancelot? Galahad?
Vina Victoria.
Oh, wait! This isn't Morgan. This is Vina's dream. What?
Vina.
Did she come back to the gym after all? A blanket? Wait, who put this blanket on me? My head hurts real bad. What time is it?
Morgan, didn't I tell you not to drink like a sodding winnow all the time?
Considering how wild Hannah and the rest can get, shouldn't you be looking after them? Huh? Vina? Vina! She's home! Morgan nimbly launches herself out of the sofa, leaping over the short table to throw herself at Vina.
Vina, you came over! I thought...
You thought what?
Why didn't you wake me, Hannah?
Weren't you yapping and yowling yesterday about how she definitely wasn't coming? Hold up, these two? Dagda sleeping on Indra's lap? Look at you. You turned out the most excited out of all of us.
No, I'm not.
Stubborn prick. Quiet down, Quiet down, Morgan. Dagda's still asleep. The one resting her head atop Indra's lap twitches her ears, still lost within a lovely drunken dream. And Delphine in the background? You're not gonna... That is Delphine. I almost thought that was Kelsey. Nope, that's Delphine.
Delphine not even in the shot? She only has the bottom part of her body? That's kinda disrespectful.
Technically, she's part of the Glasgow gang now. Seems like Dagda drank the most out of you lot. I tidied up a lot of the empty bottles. She must have been in a rotten mood, Vina. Sorry. I just hope I'm not too late. Well, of course you're not. Wasn't what you said yesterday, Morgan. Wasn't that what you said yesterday, Morgan? Shut it, Hannah.
Welcome home, Vina.
Bro thinks she's part of the team. I was really hoping to pop in earlier, but there's simply far too much to handle at Parliament. Then how'd you? I'm afraid I've given Horn another headache to deal with. I suspect she'll only have just discovered I slipped away. Then does that mean you need to head back? I can't run away from my responsibilities. But I owe you all an apology. Vina, you don't need to. Siege? Vina! How long have I been asleep? Relax, Vina's only just arrived back. The knife hanging on the wall. It's hers. Cardor brought it back. Cardor. Also, what's up, Spivey? Vina never brought up having to head back the whole day, but we all knew that the Siege Vina, boss of the Glasgow gang, the ever-victorious king of the Slobberknocker, and one of my best friends could leave us at any moment. So I was loath to lose a single moment where I could tell Vina about all the changes in Norport that she hadn't had the chance to see yet. Cador, Mr. Lane, the video shop, the reworked port, the rebuilt stores, and a handful of old friends who rushed home after hearing the news. Of course, who could forget the inexperienced little buggers who wanted to take over our gym? After Vina beat them all into Kingdom Come with a smile on her face, they apologized by way of a few cartons of beer and said they wanted to join us. Seems like Norport's forgotten about us, but I don't think that's such a bad thing. The war really was over. You still remember this place? Why don't we get back to our little games? See who's the fastest this time around. Before Vina's even finished speaking, Indra has already begun to set off. Hannah, you lousy cheat! She didn't even say nothing about a countdown. I'm still the champ here. Humph. Why are cat girls like this? Why do felines like to take the zoomies? You've gotten slower since your injury, Hannah. Don't say that after you caught up. What? What's going on? Wait for me! Don't fall behind Delphine. Follow me. Hear that, Del? You're a real slowpoke. Several figures speed through the streets, and a few workers heading home after work give an inquisitive glance at the brash crew. They can't quite seem to remember who
who this gang is. Must be another bunch of outsiders just arrived at Norport, maybe.
Why they gotta give us this scene yet again, but without Baird? There is a glass there for Baird at the side! High above the gaps between the factories, the Glasgow gang return to a favorite spot of theirs. Here they can look down upon the squatting factories and look out at the Shard's pointed peak over its central. It was here that they started, and it was here that they left home. After a long period of wandering about, they have finally returned to this familiar place. But I left a glass for Baird. Sure you don't want a tipple, Dagda? No thank you, I'm not going to embarrass myself in front of Vina again. I'll give your share to her then. Just fruit juice for you, Del? Don't call me that. I'm still not too used to alcohol. Suit yourself. I'm gonna keep watch over y'all. Hell yeah, finally the part where we can start bloody drinking. To Baird, to the Glasgow gang. To Baird, to the Glasgow gang. To Rhodes Island, to the Exemplars. To everyone who fought in the war. And to all those who risked their lives coming home. To all those who live and who left. To all those still by our side. To all those who shed blood and tears. To all those who... Fuck! Ah! Okay, Arknights, you're getting the cry out of me now. To all those who struggle in darkness and in pain. To Victoria. To Victoria! There is no need for sorrow. The living engrave the moment in their memories, while those who left leave behind their hopes and dreams. The foul beasts croon as they spiral overhead, echoing their words. You heading off too, Delphine? Only for a short while. I need to go back to Lincardine. Sheer will be coming along to recuperate. If you ever get real fed up of those lousy bastards, you could always come back here. This is your home too. Of course I will. I promise Vina after all. If there's ever a day you feel like it's too much for you, Vina, I'll come back. But I think I can handle it. I hope the Londiniers can live in peace and happiness, and I hope that everyone can live their best lives. It's what they deserve. Everyone should be like us, smiling, without a tear in sight or an empty belly to be heard. I'm not going to let everything we've accomplished go to waste. If someone tries to take it from us, I'll be fighting back. Just like how we looked after this place back then. Vina, Alexandrina, either's fine. There's no difference the way I see it, no? If Baird were here, that's what she'd want me to do. You're right, Vina. I really do hope so. To the Glasgow gang, to all of you. Welcome home, everyone. Meanwhile, her body has yet to be found. This John Hypergriff lowlife is a fucking sackless, indecisive. I'm not gonna say what I need to say. Vina left us on the day after. She didn't let us see her off. Maybe she didn't want to wake us. In truth, we were all awake. I watched her change into those clothes I was never fond of and walk off on her lonesome towards central Londinium. I hope Vina managed to get a good night's sleep, the best she's had in a long while. After all, it's only when she's at home that she doesn't need to think about anything. I spent the entire night writing down everything that happened the day Vina came home, no matter how big or how small.
I believe there will come a day that you, Vina, will read these words I wrote down. They might not be too much use, but they can help you remember some of the more easily forgotten things. Vina, do you still remember that dream I wrote about earlier? In that dream, there was a tomb.
Okay, it was Morgan's dream.
All dressed up to the nines, our names were carved into plaques inside it. Outside the tomb, there was a blazing carriage. Atop it sat a golden lion. He was calling my name. Vina Victoria. I dreamt I was you. I dreamt of a time I was all old and withered some afternoon decades after I lost touch with my Glasgow friends. I walked into the tomb that Siege built for the gang. I cherish that unforgettable memory that is no longer mine. I cherish the tale that started in Norport. Vina, from the day you put on these clothes, I knew. In the end, you walk alone. You have no choice but to walk alone. I'm sorry, there's no way for us to help you or to stay by your side. But I wanted to let you know, we will always be there. The Glasgow gang will always be here. To you, Vina Victoria. The Memoir of Alexandrina by Kate Morgan.
Peak? Kino? Cinema? Cine? I feel like that was a proper epilogue to all the chaotic bullshit that has gone on in Londinium. Well, not all. Half. The Londinium half of the conflict has finally been given closure to. But it is not over just yet, because within a few months, we still have to address the elephant in the room, or the dragons in the room. The Terrans, Eblana, Reed, the Irish, wanting their own autonomy from the newly reforged Londinium and Victoria. How will that go? Somehow we're gonna get another war criminal on Rhodes Island. That's how that'll go. So there's that. So far, I enjoyed the ending of this story. It turned out exactly as we expected. Siege walked away from the crown. We never got the CG for it. Unless they're storing EX stages, which we missed. We never got the CG of Siege actually walking away from the crown that was in PV4. It wasn't in the actual event. The best place to have put it was when she was confronting the Echo of Alistair. It was never in the actual event. Huh. This for you just wanted to see Vina's story and your account got deleted, so bye. Your account got deleted. RIP. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. There's that. That's our closure to Londinium half of this conflict. We close out the Sarkaz portion, the Londinium portion, and now we have to wait a few months until we can get closure for the Terrans. But until then, until our next stream, next weekend, we have a lot to do next weekend because Monster Prom 4 is gonna come out. We'll be streaming launch day, and we're gonna have a lot of streams for that. Aside from that, La Pipi Altar is coming out very soon, along with Mommy Foxy herself, Vulpes Folia. We'll be pulling for that. Also reading through the story of the next limited event coming very soon next weekend. But until then, and also Eblana's event. My name is Nez and thanks for watching. Thank everyone to stop by, chilled out and chat, watched us, and reacted to our story reading of Ending a Grand Overture. I'm gonna see you friendos next stream. Bye-bye, friendos.